Yeah. So yesterday, like Magesh, we created a file in disk, right? Now, so but that file is like created with like a .dat extension, but the
Hmm.
file name also different. Okay.
Correct.
So what file name we are getting from the FTP location? So the same file I want to creating a disk. Got it?
Okay.
So first we should create a file name, and also we need to get the file name from FTP. So two things: get the file name from FTP location what we are getting, and also we should create the file while creating disk. So we have an option here to create a any properties we need to set to disk. So properties is nothing but we need to create a set properties we are going to use. So as of now we are seeing like in a start shape and stop shape, right? Now one more property is in execution shapes, that is nothing but set property shape. Okay, so this set property shape is nothing but, so we are going to set outbound connectors. So you know, right, what is outbound connector, what is inbound connector? So outbound connector is nothing but, so this is like an outbound connector. So why? Because we are creating the file from out like an outside. Okay, so inbound connector is nothing but we are receiving the file into inbound flow, like means Boomi flow. So inbound is nothing but something we are receiving from outside to Boomi, and outbound is nothing but something we are writing something out from outside of Boomi. So that is like an outbound and inbound. Okay.
Okay.
So set property shape is used to set any properties to outbound connectors. Okay. So
Okay.
it's going to allow to set any properties like email subject, or suppose we are going to use like an email, like let's assume we are using like an email at outbound connector to send an email to any person. So we have to require if you want to send an email, so what is the required like an email subject, email body, and two email addresses, right? So if you want to send any outbound connector properties, we should use like a set properties. Means it's going to allow some set values to outbound connector, such as file names and email subject, and also we have to create like some properties. So it is going to give some properties to create a outbound connectors.
So this set property is only for outbound connectors, not for inbound connectors, right?
Not only LIS, if you want to set some properties like an outbound, we are going to use set property shape. Yes, exactly. And also we are going to create key values, certain key values. Okay,
Mhm.
in memory. Suppose if you want to create some variables, you know, right? What is the variable?
Mm.
Let's see. So if you want to create a variables, those variables later if you want to use in the process. Okay. So those variables we are going to create something properties, key and value. Okay. So we can
Mm.
create a certain values by using key value pairs. Okay. So we can create some key. We are going to send some values to this key. Means we are going to create a key name, and we are going to assign some value to this key. And this keys we are going to use later in the process,
Okay.
to facilitate the integrations. Okay.
Okay.
So
Mm.
once you create any key, and we are going to retry that key into any in a later process. So this is like a small process, but we have like a complex process.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
In that case, once we created, we use that one. So we have to use some certain values also. We can create a properties, and also we are going to create some outbound properties. Means like we are going to create some set of some properties to the outbound connector. So here I want to create some properties. Just click on here. We have like
Mm.
a document property. So why? Because we have property type is like a document property, dynamic document property, dynamic process property, and the process property, and MIME properties. These are the properties available. Okay. So document property. So just remember, document property is nothing but we are going to create a document level properties. So document property is nothing but document level properties. Suppose document is here is nothing but like file or record, right? So whatever like we are receiving from the FTP location, that is like in a document. Okay. So the document properties is nothing but what exactly? So document property is nothing but something like file name. That is like in a document property, right? What are the properties of like in a document? We can say like in a document property is nothing but like document of the name, like a file, and also like document size, right? So this is this kind of like properties we are called it is like document properties. Okay, so I want to like set the set properties in between FTP and disk. Okay, now I want to use document property here. So we can like a source type. Select like a source type is connector, and we can use like what is the connector we need to set disk. So what is the property you want to set? Click no file name. Okay, so this is the like disk file. Outbound connector is like disk. So what I need to set is like a file name. So this is like I'm setting some property for disk is a file name. Now I want to set some value to this property key. Now you can click parameter here, and here you should give like a static value if you want. You can provide like a static value, something like finance.csv, something if you want, but you want to like dynamic values. Okay, if you want to create like dynamic values, then you can use like a document property again, and here you can select like a connector. What connector you want to use like an FTP. What is like an FTP file name we are receiving? This file name, FTP file name, I'm going to set to disk file name. Got it? Hello, Magesh. See, like so I set the properties in between like an FTP and disk, and get the file name from FTP location, and that FTP like sorry FTP file name, and set that file name to outbound connector called disk.
Okay.
So now if you see here, we are parameter one value is like finance updated version 1.0. This is what we are receiving from the drive
But
HTTP.
you said that I didn't see all this thing.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
Gopi.
Yeah.
I didn't see all this setting.
Yeah. See here, just this is like a set property shape, right? So the
Okay.
set property shape, just let me delete and create it. Let's view.
Sure. Yeah. From here I
So
lost
here,
actually.
yeah. So in property set, what we need to set and disk, right? And document property. And document property, what connector we are going to use for outbound? It is connector. And what is the connector name? It is disk. Right? So this is disk. So disk I'm using. And what property you want to use for this document outbound connector? I want to use for like file name. So this is outbound connector. You need to set properties set. Properties to set. Properties to set means what we need to set. So disk file name I want to set. So this is the key. Okay. So
Okay.
initiate value. So what value you are receiving from the FTP, that file name, right? So we need to get the file name from FTP. Then just click on parameter tab here and go to document property again. And here we have to choose document property and the connector. And what is the connector we are receiving from FTP first. And property you want to like a host you need to require or like FTP host, FTP file name, FTP port. So I need FTP file name, right? Just here. This FTP file name we are retrieving from the document property, document FTP file name, and assign to disk. So next retry this. Test again. Now see here in set property shape, go to logs here, and the parameter one value we are receiving like finance updated version 10 done. So this is what we are receiving. So the same value parameter we are setting to disk. Right? Go to disk connector and go to connection data. Here you can see. So this is what like creating into this location, disk location.
Oh,
So
actually, earlier it was the DAT conversion.
Yeah, earlier like something like timestamp, something like dot, right? We are receiving.
Okay, but from FTP to disk, it won't go like directly. We have to do the set properties.
Yes,
Set
yes.
properties, you just update just the file name, right? Which means you are pulling from FTP the file, whatever file you have in FTP, you are pulling here in set properties.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So we are setting at document level. Okay, why? Because we are passing from FTP to disk is like a document is passing, right? So we need to set the document level properties. So only so how this like I will let you know. So how that process is like flow is working later, and so generally Boomi process like flowing our documents in the sequence. Okay, sequence in the sense, and suppose we are retrieving like multiple files from FTP. Like as of now, we are retrieving like one file from FTP because we have only one file. So one file is like moving from one shape to another shape. Here, suppose we have two files, right? So it's going to retrieve two files from FTP, and these two files are like moving again sequentially to set property shape. Okay. Again here, these two, let's assume we are retrieving like two files. Then what will happen? This like set property is going to get one by one. Like suppose one file name assigning to disk. Again, second file name going to assign to this disk file name.
But property set and parameter we can keep only one, right? It will or by sequence.
Yes. Yeah. And so these documents, once we set for these file names to document, these two documents are moving to here. Let's assume we have two files in the FTP location. Let's create a second file also in FTP and go to drive.
Yesterday, even I created your Drive HQ sign up, and I put some CSV file. I tried this one.
So I have only one file, right? So I want to create one more file with rename it. Same file, but I want to rename it. Something like not two. Okay. This file I want to upload. I have now version 1 and version 2 files we have. Now let's test it again. What will happen? I will show you. How like Boomi like flowing our documents. See here, just click on here. It's going to retrieve two documents. It's going to retrieve two documents. One is like version 1 and version 2.
Okay.
Okay, from the same list. So these two documents moving from FTP to set properties. Okay.
Okay.
For first file, for the first file, it is going to retrieve the value version 1 like .csv. For second file, it is going to retrieve and set the values for finance updated version 1.2. Right?
Okay.
First file we are receiving. So for these two files, we are setting two documents, means document level properties. For the first document, this one. For the second document, this is the properties applicable.
Okay.
Understand? So for the first document, this property is applicable. So for second document, this property will be applicable.
But
Means
both are same property, right?
property is same, but we are using like key and parameters like different. See here also FTP is the same, but we are retrieving like two documents.
Right. Yeah.
Set property is like in a shape where we are going to set the properties. So this property is a document property we are setting, right? Document property is nothing but document level properties.
Okay.
So the first property, whatever like we are using, means we are only one property we are using, but we are receiving like two documents. So internally it is going to divide like two properties. So first one, it is like for first document, the first like it is going to take that FTP file name and setting the disk to this value. For the second document, from the FTP file name, it's going to took and set the values to the second document.
Okay.
And these two documents again moving to here sequentially. And for the first document, this is like it's going to create.
The file name is different.
So first one.
Yeah, 1, 2.
1, 2, right? So the why? Because earlier the first document is also created, right?
Okay.
Remember, first document, this is like a version 1 document. So for this version added like a 2.
Okay.
Why? Because
it's
we
already
are
there in the work bucket.
Yeah. If a file is already exist, we given property. If file is already exist and we are going to create unique file name. So
Correct,
it's going to add something like a sequence value.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So second time what will happen is going to become 3. It's going to become 2, 1. It is become 1, 3.
Okay. Okay. Because we set the property like in this described work bucket is file already there. Yes. We have to change the version. We set the property.
Yeah. So in operations, we are given up like file name options, file naming options.
Create unique file if they exist.
Suppose if you want, you don't want to give like that. So you want to give like something file name should not be changed, but you want to give something like date timestamp in that case. Then you should give one more property. You are going to append file name to something you want to append to this. So I want to append something underscore file name underscore. Okay. So this is the file name underscore, and you want to give something like date timestamp. So the date timestamps can choose what timestamp you want to give it. Like I want to give like this kind of hours, minutes, and seconds, and something like I want to give like this. Then current, it is going to take like a current date. Okay. Now this time what will happen? Whatever like we are receiving the file name underscore date timestamp.
Oh, we can keep adding here up and
down. Adding, yes. Just we are adding something like to the extra file name. To the file name we are adding like up after like file name postfix.
So what do you click? That is up and you click, right? What do you?
Just you are going to plus.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's going to take like next one more parameter like this. So it is just like a static value. I'm giving like an underscore. Next one is like just click here and select date timestamp. We have many options here.
Static value mean like it's hard coded.
Which one?
The static mean.
Yeah, it is hard coded value. Always it gives like an underscore. Yes.
Okay.
So like file name underscore something. Suppose we are receiving like version 1 dot CSV underscore and timestamp with seconds, milliseconds. So
Okay.
then what will happen? So I think that every documents execution happen, then the seconds will be changed, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So it will be created unique file name every time. See here. Uh,
Oh,
but
it's,
in a seconds, the execution happen within a fraction of seconds. Like we don't have any difference between.
but
So
is it okay? Is it okay here?
yeah, but it's not okay. So
No.
just I'm going to
What I'm asking, the .csv, it should come at the end, right?
yeah. Yeah, so .csv something extension is coming, right? Yeah. So actually it is CSV, but it's not like an actual CSV. Yes, I got it. But so why I want to give you some information about how we are going to give unique file names. Okay.
And
So
also
this is
version is not changed, Gopi.
yeah, version is not changing, but only appending a timestamp for the existing file name. Okay. So generally we are not going to give as it is, we are going to give it, but we are checking same file multiple times, right? So that is what we can, if you want to change it, you can change it. Otherwise you can ignore it.
No. My question is, the version is already 1.2.1, right? Something like that, right? But
Yes.
right now, after you run, I see like 1.0.1 and 1.0.2. Will it be,
Yes.
is it correct?
Yeah, yes, correct, right? So this is what, right? So the file name is actual file name should be there here.
No, yeah, I'm asking in the disk. In disk, it's already in work folder. We have maybe 3
Yeah.
files, right? Right now.
Yes, yes.
But in the last run, I see the file name is same, like whatever we have in the.
See, file name is same. So earlier we have only version 1 something, right? Now we are appending to the file name as a current time. Then the file name is changing, right?
Oh, okay.
See
Okay.
here. Earlier
Okay.
we have only up to version. So up to here we have. This is the file
Correct.
name we have.
Oh, okay.
But now this time we are appending to this file name as a current date time.
Correct. Okay,
Now
understand.
it is a new different file, right? File name, right? So new
But
different file.
if you go and see in work folder, we have 5 files right now, right? 5 or
Yeah, yes,
7
exactly.
files.
5 or 6. Yeah. How many times we ran this one? The same number of files will be there.
So right now you ran 3 to 4 times, right? Like this, we can run up to 25 times, right?
Yes.
In a day.
Yes, exactly.
And
So this is
yesterday, what happened when I create FTP in the file filter, right? We have one file filter option, right? In FTP.
yes. Here. Yeah,
Yeah.
file filter.
So because I don't have the video session that time when
Yeah,
I
file
worked this one.
filter. Yeah.
So what I did in file filter, I gave the file name.
Yeah, you can give file name exactly. No
But
problem.
in that case, it won't come actually.
Actually, you should give .cvs also. You can give this like this.
Yeah, I gave full file name. Yeah.
You should pick this.
I
It will
gave.
work actually. It will
It
work
will work,
actually.
but it is not coming. Then laterly, I got the video and I checked. Then you say start at CSV, right? Then I got the file. It worked actually.
You
It
should
worked.
give like this. No problem. Suppose I want to pick only this file. Okay, let's assume. Suppose if you want. God. See here, we are retrieving only one file.
Oh, okay.
I think you are adding something spaces or something.
Maybe, yeah, maybe, yeah. Okay, okay.
So this is what just like we are going to run this one into test mode. Okay.
Mm.
Uh,
And Gopi, here in this area, right? In my platform session, I see only the Singapore test and Singapore product, not for the ANC. I don't have that ANC product, ANC.
ANG.
Yeah, I don't have that. Only I have to.
You
And
should
what I
have.
did, I created environment dev test production. But
Uh,
since I have only two server, I can use only for two area, one dev and production.
yeah, no problem.
I
Yeah.
cannot use the same server in test then.
You can use like on test environment. You can use like we have like an ANG, sorry, integration Singapore integration test cloud and Singapore integration cloud, right?
Yeah, I have
We
only
can
two.
use in Singapore integration test cloud for in test environment in test mode.
But the option is not available for me.
It should be available. Like we'll check it like an end of this class. Then
Okay.
you can share it. You know, I will share.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So now, so we are like doing end to end, right? So here, one more thing, we are going to deploy this process into environment. Okay.
Okay.
So we are going to deploy this, you know. Second. So now we are going to deploy into production atom. Let's say so or like no test atom. So as well we are like no debugging in test mode, right? Suppose
Okay.
if you want to like no deploy in this in test environment. So deploy a test environment, how you can run it, right? So that is the point. And before going to deploy any application into test environment, right? We should keep some like information in our mind, like something like suppose we have like an FTP, right? So this FTP connections we are giving directly here. Something like username and password and port number and host, something like. Tomorrow they're going to change the username and password, or like at least if they're going to change the password every 3 months for security reasons.
Okay.
So now we are going to move this code to production environment so within 3 months. Then after 3 months they're going to change. Then how we are going to change the code, these connection parameters at runtime without changing the code. Why? Because every 3 months they're going to change. Every time we no need to change this code and change the parameters, and again we have to deploy, right? That is a headache. So how we are going to change those connection parameters at runtime? So before going to deploy, we have to take care something. So that is called like an extensions. Okay. So what is this extensions is nothing but, so these extensions are nothing but, so whatever like we are writing like hard coded values we are using throughout the process, like connection details. Okay. Not like FTP, or if you're using like database, or is there? Okay. Yeah, FTP like and also database and any connector. So we are using any connector, we are going to use like something like credentials, right? So not only connections, something we have, these are the like connections we are using as of now. If you are using like process properties, dynamic process properties, these are like we can change at runtime. So these values if you want to change, so just you can click on extension here, and as of now connections I'm going to use like an FTP. So tomorrow I will, after 3 months they're going to change password, or like a port or host, like in connection mode you want to change it, or you want to change it like in username. Then whatever possibilities to change over the time, you can select those connection settings properties, which one might be going to change in future. Those properties you can select it here in extension level and click OK. So these extensions are is nothing but avoid hard coded values, and also it's going to allow to change at runtime. So those are called extensions. So we have disconnection. If you want to change the directory in future, now we're using work directory. Tomorrow you want to change the directory name. Work directory is something you want to give new folder name. You can use a directory. These are connection level properties. You can change it. The same way we have different things we can change.
Okay, this extension is only for the FTP disk CSV approach.
Yes, this
that process, right?
Yes. So whatever the process we are going to use in the process level, we can change those things.
So once you click, what will happen? Okay.
Yeah. So I will tell you. So once you click on extensions, and it's going to choose connections. What are the connections parameters you want to change? And I want to click all these things, properties. In future, whatever the properties might be changed. And these, then once you click on, just create a package components here. Okay. Now I want to create a package component, and just click. I don't want to give any version. Automatically it's going to take it version 1.20 something, and close it. Here itself we can deploy it. So which if you want to test environment you want to deploy, go to test environment and next click. Now see, automatically it's taking 1.0. So next review, and this is the version you want to deploy. Okay. So as of now I'm giving cancel. So here go to deployment and go to package components here. Now let's component, select component and FTP. So this is what we are creating.
Okay.
So this is the version just we created 23rd November just now 1970. So this is the packaged component. This packaged component you want to deploy, just click on this gear icon and go to deploy, and here itself also we can. So test deployment nodes is nothing but we can do something initial deployment. I'm deploying into test environment. Okay. Now go to deploy. We have in packaged component, go to deployments. Now we have deployed version 1.0 in test environment. Who deployed me and deployment nodes on which date.
Okay.
If you want to undeploy it, just click on and undeploy. Okay. So from here itself, this is in test environment. Tomorrow, once testing is done, if you want to deploy the same version into different environment. Now I want to deploy different environment like in production. Then you can next deploy. Okay. Now, so this is what deployed in test environment. Go to manage and auto management. Okay. Now here we deployed into test environment, right? Go to test and the deployed process here, and you can see this is a deployed one.
Okay.
Okay. Now go to environment level. You can change extensions, right? So just click on environment, test environment extensions. Click on here and check your process, your filter, and click on FTP. So as of now, we are using like an existing component value, connection component values, right? Suppose tomorrow they're going to change the password. They can just click on here and click set and apply your new password and apply it. Then it's going to just click OK. But as of now, I'm going to use like an existing, whatever the connection component value is there, then I'm going to use it. This is the where you can change at runtime without touch the code after deployment and environment level.
Okay.
Okay.
So once we in development, once we did the extension, okay, then it will replicate.
It will be peer, yes. So there we can check the connections like in properties. What properties you want to like enable. Suppose I given like a disk, right? So directory. If you want to change the directory work to some other thing, then you can give it like enable it, and you can enter the new directory and click OK. Under connection settings.
Okay, so can you uncheck that? So we know that it is the work bucket. If you give the
Yeah.
new mean, like it will come after the work bucket folder, or replace the work bucket folder.
Yeah, we right now we are using like use connection component value means whatever the connection level we are giving, the value will be taken. Like we are given work directory, right? When you check this checkbox, use connection component value means connection level, what value we are using. So that value will be taken. So if you uncheck and you can give a new name, then it will take a new directory.
Okay.
Okay. So from here itself, you can in test mode we can test it, right? So here the same way, click on test atom and deployed process. Go to here, just click on here, execute process. So process execution message has been sent. Now you can see this process where it is running. Go to manage process reporting. Now see here it is running. Just click here. Now it is got two files, right? We have two files, and if we click on timestamp, you can see what are the connections we have used. FTP. Click on success. We have only one file, right? Why? Because we are like configured only this one. We changed it .csv to here, so that is what. And this one like a disk also like replacing the file.
But can we view here?
Yeah, of course. We have a document view right here.
But Gopi, only the development area we can see the
Yeah, we can see like process flow.
Process flow.
Yeah, here we cannot see. Yeah,
we cannot see the process flow. Okay.
Yeah. Suppose if you want to like retrieve the file, so let's say if you want to retrieve the same file, so FTP, I'm receiving the file, and again I want to retrieve the same file. So view document and view link to document. Suppose you want to rerun the document again. Okay. So here rerun document in test mode. So this is the what.
Oh, this is a test.
Yeah. So go to the start shape here. Okay. Success one. And I can just click on here and rerun documents in test mode. Selected, which one is selected? Like this. Okay, then it's going to redirect your test mode.
Oh, this is just a test, right? We cannot edit anything there.
Yeah, yes, we can test mode. Yes, we cannot edit. So, but if you want to rerun in the Atom level itself, then you can use rerun document. Selected. Then if you see here, refresh it. Where it is. Yeah, now see. Manually retry execution. The same file, if you want to retry again, then you can. So just click on timestamp and click on start shape success one, and here and the rerun document and selected one. Okay. So here you can see the like in log levels. Suppose if you want to see the logs, you can check on here document. And here you're able to see info and 3 levels: info, warning, severity level errors, debug level errors. Okay, you can see like one by one. If it is info, start shape, and after that we are using like FTP is working. After that, like document property shape, set property shape, and like after that we using like connector, disconnector working, and after that like a stop shape, like one by one. So it is like info level, what like shapes are executing currently. So on which shape is getting any error. If you see any errors, then you can go to severity level. You are able to see that errors in the severity level. So we don't have any error, it's not going to give any information. Okay. So this is like a log level information we're able to see. And so here past hour, like in past 24 hours, like what transactions are like running, you can see past 24 hours. Just tomorrow, if you want to see this running process execution, then you can use like a past 24 hours, next 24 hours.
Okay.
So here like atom filters, like so suppose we have like a production and we have like test, right? So on which environment you want to see the process, then you can use like test environment. Yes, we have only 2 as of now.
Okay.
Suppose we have a number of process, which process you want to see, then you can select. We have a number of process, so I want to see only my process. So like this, you can filter out it.
Okay.
Okay, so this is like a refresh button. So suppose some of the like execution is like still execution is pending. We ran this process, it is like executing, so we can refresh it. So after like every like 30 seconds is going to refresh it, and the new transaction will be appeared. Okay, automatic refresh will be. Here itself we can execute the same process again. So earlier like we are using like an auto management. In auto management level we can execute the process, right? Now here itself we can execute the process. Execute the process, and in test environment we deployed, right? In test, and here FTP disk can execute it.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
auto refresh will be happen. Then once it is
But
completed,
if something changes required, then we have to go for development again. We have
yes,
to change it over there.
change, and again we have to create a new package.
We have to create a new package. Okay.
So that is like, so from here itself we can test it, and from here itself we can auto management, go to test environment, and go to deployed process, and go to here and execute process. So but in real time, no one can manually retry this, no one can run this one, right? How? But it is going to be executed. So go to here, you want to schedule this process, go to edit schedules. Okay, so here you can add schedule times. Okay, so I want to run my process every hour. Okay, every hour. So from like now, start time is like midnight. From midnight to every hour, like 23. So 12 a.m. to 11 p.m. every hour, 5 of 7 days, or like you are going to do like 7 days also. I want to run my process every 1 hour. Then you can check. Type is like an hours, minutes, and day, and advanced. Okay. Okay. Start time is I want to start my process every from midnight 12 a.m. 12 a.m. to 11 p.m. means every 1 hour, right?
Okay.
11 p.m. after like 12 a.m. is going to be done.
Okay. But this all record only for the productions, right?
Yeah, it is like an production. Every 1 hour, like every 15 minutes, every like 10, like 30 minutes. If it is every 15 minutes, then so the same like, so every 15 minutes means so like you can change to end time. Interval is like every 15 minutes.
Okay.
So this is the way you can schedule your process based on your requirement.
Okay.
So this is what like a deployment. So tomorrow, like we are going to enhance this one to like by using like other components and other shapes. And we are going to convert CSV to XML. Okay, how we are going to convert CSV to XML? XML we are going to store into disk. We'll check that one once.
Okay. Can I share my screen, Gopi?
I think like an SVR, like that guy is going to change. Actually, this is not my Zoom. He's going to save it.
I cannot do that directly.
No.
Oh, because I just want to show my thing. Like I see only
Oh,
one,
sorry. 1 second. Oh, you want to? Let me. I think I have. Yeah. Let me give you host. Yeah, I think you got it right. Share your screen.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
I just created. I didn't add the disk a bit. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I see. I just environment. I created Dev on production. But I don't. I created test also, but I don't have. I cannot use this.
No problem. So no problem. You can use for dev also. So let me give me control. Yeah. So no problem. It is like in dev, right? You created classification is given dev. So if you still in here, you can just go to test environment and 1 second. So go to dev environment.
Okay.
Right here. So just click uncheck this one. Atom attachment, unattachment.
Okay.
Unattach this. Unattachment atom. Just test environment. Simple test. Okay. Now go to build tab. Test it. Okay, right.
Okay. Oh, without server also we can run in build on.
Yeah.
Okay, then development it's not like build is not required any server portion.
Sorry, on build.
No, build on, right? The development one.
Yeah.
It's not required any server then.
Yeah, it's not required. Actually, if you want to use, you can use it. Like this is not a big deal, right? So development. If you have one more atom is required to So actually we don't have, right? I think let's create a new, and we have any atom is available, then you can use it.
No,
I think you already use only you have like two only
yeah,
two.
They gave only two. Yeah, that's what Singapore brought Singapore test on.
So you don't have other one.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah, recently you created I created long back 3 years back, 4 years back.
Oh, no, recently I created two. Just month back I created.
Might be the not one. Yeah.
Okay, Kobe. But in this case, I can deploy it to test, right? Next level, I can do that.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But whatever it is, before that, we have to create all this thing. We have to create the dev production test. Then only we can move to test, right? If there is
Yes.
no
Yes.
test
Yeah.
environment
Yeah.
here, we cannot move to test.
Yeah. We cannot move it. Yes. Sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you then. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. No problem. Bye.
So we can wind up that.